Hi guys, I'm on my way back to my casa tomorrow. I have unfinished business at Ours Bunkies. You would have seen that I've got some fresh red bait, and I'm gonna dish that up on a buffet for whatever is in that water tomorrow morning. Stand by, lads. Hi guys, so we got back to the spot, round 2. I have unfinished business with this place. I have fresh red bait here, which I don't know if it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing, but I do believe it's better than the red bait I had with me last week. So now the only thing that remains is to get our lines out there. I ran into Terrence and Martin on the way in, and then when I got to the spot, I also have Wayne and Andre here, which is always a nice surprise. They're directly to my left, behind me. I will go and introduce you to them the moment that I'm done rigging up and I've got both rods in the line. Okay. I have my laitie here with me today. Jock, say hi, Jock.
Hello there.
Hello there. And we shall be fishing next to each other today, and I'm going to try and assist him as much as I possibly can to try and get him onto a fish as well. And yeah, all in all, very excited for the day, but I want to temper expectations. I want to be optimistic, and I have reason to be optimistic, but I don't want to have it come at the cost of a possible disappointment later. I'm gonna give this my best shot. I know you guys are there with me, so regardless of what happens here, I already feel like a winner being out here today. This is what it's about, boys. The possibility of getting on with some big fish. We'll check in with you soon once the lines are in the water. Okay boys, I think I'm on. on the board! Woohoo! Okay people, let's go and release this young boy. Shame man. Tiny little fish. He deserves to go free. I told you guys, they were tormenting me last week and I've had enough. This week, I'm gonna get them all. There you go, young lad. Hi guys, already a better turnout than last week. I actually managed to get one. So no matter what happens today, it's one more than last week. But that was my first cast and it was mussel. It's a little 1.0 adrenaline, little red one, circle. But now I am looking to put some red bait on there. The same red bait I've been talking about that I got since yesterday, or that I got yesterday. I'm very eager to see what will bite on it. I'll bring you back when I've got it rigged with a red bait. That was very unpleasant. I took the smallest piece of red bait that I could actually get off that block that was frozen, and I stuck it on here. I just need to be careful, I don't want to drip it in the car. Ugh. So let's get this thing out there, see what bites. In the fishes.
So yeah, let's see what happens.
So where were you guys this morning first?
We went to Ledges. Got bites and nibbles there, but it's a very rocky structure. We got stuck a couple of times. We didn't even have a grab or anything on. It was just normal bottle sinkers, not even big. But we decided then after a while, let's rather come here to this side, by our spunkies. And yeah, a lot of activity so far. We're getting a lot of activity on the, you can check there, I don't know if you can see the rod there, plucking. Go now again. There we go.
There we go, now I see it, yeah.
So we're getting a lot of action here on the white mussel, but also on the red bait, but more on the white mussel than the red bait. So that tells me it might be a lot of steenras here, or there is some galjoen, but they very sly, we're not sure.
That's basically my experience from last week as well. You know, whatever red bait I had with me, whether or not it was bad or not,
Yeah.
doesn't matter. The red bait itself didn't get me nearly as much in the form of bites and action in the water than the white mussel.
The white mussel, yeah, it's a very versatile bait, yeah, for many fish. So even for the crabs, if you're not catching fish,
Yeah.
so you can even catch a crab on a mussel. So, but let's see. Hope for the
Have you
best.
pulled anything out this morning yet?
Man, I would say it felt like I was on at a stage, but I think I might have pulled too hard, and I could have lost a fish, or I didn't get the fish.
Well, I can tell you what happened with one of my earlier ones. After the small steenbras that I pulled out, I was definitely on with a fish. Major pulls. Oh my word! Look at that. I was basically on with a fish for sure, but the problem is because of all the side current, you have to throw a grab sinker, and now the grab sinker keeps on bouncing on the structure, and then fish was loose.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's not committing, eh? They nibbling all the muscle off. So you can just maybe get him to bite a certain way to bite the hook. But anyway, let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's hope.
Cool,
We
man.
can find Andre quickly.
Not a problem.
Andre! Jou lanklaas gesien man, wat so?
As hy gerd, gaan het goed.
Lekker man, lekker. Did you pull anything out this morning yet?
No, nothing yet. I had some decent bites,
Yeah.
but nothing committed. It was funny. I don't know if it was too small, the actual fish to commit, but nothing committed. But we had some decent bites.
Yeah, no, my Sunday last week was exactly the same thing over here, and I couldn't actually figure out, am I using a hook that's too big, too small?
I doubt that I'm using a 1.0.
No, I know. And I mean, this is basically, I mean, look at this, boys. This is basically what I was fishing with last week as well. I mean, that hook cannot possibly be too big. I mean, seriously. But nothing wants to commit, man. It's terrible.
But anyway, that's fishing, eh?
Yeah.
If we actually wanted fish on the table, we would have gone to I&J.
No.
And then we guarantee.
We would have gone to troll them. Lekker seeing you again, Andre, man.
Thanks, eh? Cheers.
This is my revenge for last week, people. Hey, this thing is spiky. Look how he immediately sticks his spikes out. So, you see that?
Yeah.
He like sticks his spikes out because he doesn't want to get eaten, and it's his defense mechanism.
So not like a puffer fish.
Let's go. You want to walk with me so we can go put him back?
My shoes.
Oh wait.
My shoes.
Lads, I'm having a whale of a time right now. It's always nice to have your son with you. He's a tall bugger. He's basically exactly 2 meters tall. Just turned 17 a couple of months ago. Sometimes it's not easy to be looking up at your rod and then at him again at the same time. He currently has the rod that we've been fishing with for the last hour or two in his hands, while I decided to quickly come put a choker bait on the second rod, seeing as there are two of us here that can monitor rods. I want to see if I can't pick up a cob straggler. I mean, sure as hell it can't hurt to at least try, you know. Excuse me if I'm not looking you in the eye while I'm talking to you, but I'm busy eating something while I'm monitoring the only rod that we've committed to the water with a choker bait on it. Sometimes it's really hard to tell if what you are seeing is wave and current action or if it's a large fish trying to pull on the choker. I made it kind of foolproof for cob by putting a small dangle on it, so I suppose I'll know if it's a cob taking it, unless it's a fish that comes in from the side, gets himself foul looked, tries to eat the banana from the middle like some people do. Abnormal bend in that rod. Just a thought that crossed my mind earlier. I'm not a big church goer, but if you're one of those people that eats red bait, you need Jesus. You want to take this. I'm going to just show you how you put it on for next time. You basically turn it like that. That part you want to end up over here. So you hook it through there first. Separate your fingers at the back so that you don't hook yourself through your fingers.
Yeah.
Put that through there. You turn it. You hook it through again. Like that. And then you pull it up. See, and once it's like that, now you can grip it like this. Then you take the bait cotton and right here where you are holding it, just give it your one tighten first. You know, like tightening it the first time.
Yeah.
And you take it up the line so it can just stay there. Now you can grip it again. And now you start tightening it further down. Don't worry about whether or not your hook is perfectly presented, because as they chow the muscle, it's going to expose itself anyway.
Yeah.
Just keep on turning. Flip that back. All the loose pieces. You tie it off. Just like that. Lift your finger up once, around the finger, twice. Through. Let go. Pull back. And break off. Now it's tied. So let's go cast. Now listen, again, for this one, I am not going to lift these up because this is going to stick. What you want is for it to stay like this for now. I don't have that many 5-ounce sinkers here, teardrops. That's why we're going to be using this 5-ounce grab sinker, but we're going to keep it open. Just to provide it with a little bit of security so that it doesn't necessarily roll over and go places.
Yeah.
But at least it comes back easy when you need to reel in. Okay? I recognize I haven't been speaking to you guys a lot today, but that's mainly because I've been teaching my laitie certain things, you know, like whatever I know, which is dangerously little. You know, how to cast, how to rig a muscle on a hook. First cast, he slammed the bail arm over and half the muscle flew into the ocean. Calmly reeled it in, rigged it for a second cast, and he pretty much sent it to Antarctica. So he's a big strong boy. Just needs to work on his timing with regards to, you know, slow start, explosion at the finish, because he tried to do the whole thing very fast, which he can, but you also run the risk of when you're doing it with a 30-pound braid line with a 5-ounce sinker, you run the risk of snapping the whole lot straight off by the swivel. So you want to be careful with that kind of cast. So far so good. He's got a mussel currently in the water. There's lots of peckers and stuff still about. I mean, I showed him earlier throwing one mussel in, wasn't even back at my station, it was stripped. So we put on the second one, and I told him he's now going to have to cast and sort this thing out for himself and feel the bites and whatever, and he's going to be on his own from now on. That's essentially my method of keeping him engaged now, so that he can grow from here and just come fish with me rather than stand and share with me. My line is also in the water, and I put a small chocker bait on, but I now took the dangle off as a start. I took the dangle off mainly because I haven't seen any real pulls, which means highly unlikely that there's any cob around, but kept choker on there on a 4-0 hook, and just made sure that there's a float on the line. That way, if a shark comes around and he wants to chow it, he can chow it. I'll gladly take him out of the water and put him back. And if any other fish comes around that gets himself foul hooked on it, great, no problem. But maybe the dangle was just limiting me a little bit. So, still choker bait on there, which is kind of a good thing, because as long as there's nothing happening on my line, I can still watch my laitie and make sure that he doesn't do anything stupid like pierce his own ears with the hooks. I don't even know what time it is. I don't really care. Oh, it's 1 o'clock. I don't really care. It's been such an enjoyable morning so far. We're currently pushing the dropping tide, obviously. Seeing as high tide was at like 8:30, 8:45 this morning, if I remember correctly. We may actually get to proper low. I don't know if we're going to be doing the first hour or two of the push again, but we'll see. We'll see how long the enjoyment levels last before we pack up and go. I got my 2 fish today. I'm happy. It's just not something I can take home to eat, otherwise the inspectors would have gotten me. Speaking of which, the inspectors were here earlier, and apparently just on the stretch from the parking lot into here, they have found 9 people without licenses, and the beach wasn't even that packed. Now I have a question for you. If a license is 240 Rand a year on average, you know, adding in the odd bits and bobs and whatever, let's say it's 250 Rand a year, why are you running the risk of 3 times a year, if you are angling regularly, 3 times a year possibly, getting a 500 Rand fine handed to your ass when a license is 240, 250 Rand? Makes no sense. Anyway, let's bait up my son's rod again. Gorgeous day today. I mean, I can't even recall sweating at all. It's just been one of those fantastic autumn days. No wind really, but the smell was quite good. Ideal for fish. It's quietened down a lot, but I mean, that was kind of expected with the dropping tide. I was more than willing to use the dropping tide to educate my son a little bit. He's still standing there with the rod in his hands just now. We just cast in another mussel for him. And the beach is quite empty now. A lot of people started leaving about 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago, when the tide started dropping. But I mean, there's not a cloud in the sky, apart from the murkiness in the distance. Such a gorgeous day. It's amazing. And I'm hoping there's still something for us to pull out of the water, but even if there isn't, it's a day well spent, you know. Your laitie. Always, always, always a bonus. This place is starting to feel like my home away from home. Last week, I met a young black boy over here. His name is Olwa. He basically makes friends with all the fishermen around here, and every now and again he would along a piece of bait, some line and a sinker. And the last time he came to me with a dangle on a hook with a piece of line, and he wanted to go catch a cob. Young boy, I mean, he's like what, 7 or 8 years old, maybe 9. Still very small, but he's just frequenting the beach, walking up and down, having chats and stuff with people, seeing what they caught. Came by again today. This time I could actually tell him I caught 2 steenbras. Undersized, but 2 steenbras. He was quite happy for me, which was quite sweet. Then there's an older black gentleman walking around collecting sinkers. He came by this way first, and I took 3 sinkers from him, and then he came by from the other side, and I took another one from him that he collected off the beach. Whatever I can do to help support, you know, some entrepreneurial spirit. I think there's more people towards my right, towards the ledges, than there are to my left, which is actually the route that we should be leaving with later on, unless I want to try my 4x4 system going over the stormwater drain and out through ledges. It's an option for shiz and giggles. Man, what a day. What a beautiful, gorgeous day. Again, could have spent it indoors. But why? So, I'm going to be trying to make a little bit of a choco bait and a fish bait at the same time, considering that I don't know who would like to eat this. So, what if we assume that there might be a little sharky out there, and he might be interested in some num-nums? How do we go about attracting him without an actual fish head on here, which is just going to limit me to a shark? Well, let me see if I can maneuver something here. See, we assume that we can put some fish over here. We kind of take that out of the way. See if we can't I'm hoping I'm not butchering this now. And we then take the chalk out. It's quite sticky. I did hammer it quite nicely. See if we can't tuck that tail in. Okay, so well, it looks like. Hopefully it does the job, but we'll see.
Hello boys and girls. So, we are back today. I have not spoken to you guys one-on-one before. So this is my first attempt. I'm a bit camera shy. I'm just watching my dad quickly because I think he might need the camera soon. So, my experiences of today. Waking up early, coming to the beach, and just having a whole lot of fun. So, really great day. Longest I've spent at the beach probably while fishing, and I cannot say that I disliked it. I genuinely found myself laughing a lot, having lots of fun with my dad, and just learning so much. It was one of the fun things and finer things in life that not a lot of people get to experience, some one-on-one time with their parents or loved ones. And I just feel so grateful that I have mine, and he keeps teaching me these things. He taught me how to bait, he taught me how to ocean cast, and it was so amazing that I got to learn these things at such a young age as well. But I would say that waking up early is not my favorite. And thank you so much for supporting us, and yeah.
The tide's about to turn from low to high. I'll just get this thing leveled out. My OCD is kicking in. It's about to turn from low to high. What we're going to be doing is, we've got 2 mussels left. A little piece of choco like this. I'm going to be cutting those up in strips and smack it quite nicely and put them on the bait hooks. One rod we will have 1/0, another rod 2/0 hooks, bait hooks and circle hooks, and we'll see what we can target with these baits for the next hour or 2 before we go home on the pushing tide. So I remember last Sunday on the pushing tide early in the morning there was a lot of action. Whether or not we're going to be getting the same action at 2:30 in the afternoon or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I can't say. We might be getting it closer towards sundown, but this is a learning experience. As in, this might inform when to pack up next time that, you know, high tide is at 8:45 in the morning, for instance. Trying to make it as interesting as possible, take you guys along on the ride with regards to me learning and doing things differently, and what I try, what I don't try. We'll see. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Quick update. Our journey is near its end. We've been here for a couple hours. We have gone through a lot of our bait. I think we only have red bait and some choka left. We have decided that this is going to be our last one. Currently my dad has the shark bait in still. I think it's stuck personally, but then we're just doing one mussel on our last rod and then we're gonna gooi. So yeah, my dad will inform you later. See ya.
Okay, guys, that's the end of our trip. We had one mussel left. We've got a little bit of red bait left, but the fish didn't really go wild for the red bait today. It was the white mussel that got stripped instantly. And every now and again they would come and thump on the choka, but as soon as the choka loses its flavor, choka comes back out basically like you put it in. The only one that basically got out now completely stripped was my rod with the chocker and fish bomb that I threw in like more than an hour ago. There's definitely fish here, but it almost seems like you need to come with a whole bag of mussels in order to get the most out of a day, and just throw mussel. And then there needs to be a certain work rate as well. Can't leave the line in for more than 10 minutes. You need to hold your rod in your hand. You need to basically play the situation. So maybe that's something to consider for next time. But for now, enjoyable day. It's always better to spend it outdoors than indoors. So oh, and I didn't blank. 2 steenies. So I'll catch up with you soon. Just packing up, making sure everything is nice and neat and tidy for the trip home and for the unpacking session that follows the moment we get home. Thanks for coming along. Hi lads, on my way home now. I just thought of a couple of shout outs to give. The one is Martin and Terence from Terence Simpson Angling. Please go subscribe to the guy. Checked in with him last night to check if he was going to go fishing. I only got a reply this morning at about 6:30. Didn't even read it yet because I was already on the road at that time. Then I ran into them at Makassar on the way to Aasbankies. I would have loved to have fished with them today, but it didn't pan out that way. We basically stuck around at Aasbankies for research purposes. Then Wayne and Andre from Wayne's Angling and More. We were still chatting yesterday to see where we possibly could go today, and Andre wanted to go scratch a bit. Wayne went with him, and my plan was to go to Broken Road to go and fish with the hook, line and sinker club. Same guys we went to Stolby with recently. Hello. Issue was though that I felt last night that seeing as my oldest laitie is going to go with me, I need to turn it into a father-son day. And being in between the other club members, probably would have taken away from that just a little bit. So I didn't want to ditch the club, but it was a toss-up between the two, and in the end, last minute, I decided I'm just going to go make it a father-son day at Makassar. That's how we ended up running into Wayne and Andre. So yeah, shout out to all of them, and then also to my hook, line and sinker buddies. It's not that I don't like you. I love you guys a lot. But today was just a different day. And I hope that you guys had a lot of fun at Broken Road. And I will definitely try and join on the next one. Yeah, it's looking forward to another fishing trip with you Oaks. We'll keep in touch. And that, my friends, is basically that. Heading back home, unpacking, having some dinner, and hopefully my laitie will tomorrow morning feel slightly sore from going up and down the banks, but also rejuvenated from spending a day in the sun. So see you soon.